Welcome, Annie here for the Same Set Syndrome Hop. Today we'll be creating something different. Instead of using the same stamp set, we'll be creating shape cards. That would be the same part of our hop today. And we're also giving some extra love to our previous sponsors. I chose to sponsor Kat Scrappiness and her Christmas Nomi stamp set. I just love this little gnome here with the lights, and I'm using the sentiment Merry Christmas, Nomis. My shape card will be a Christmas tree. So let's take a quick look at our little Nomi. I'm going for a pastel theme here, so I colored his outfit in a nice soft purple, and I colored his lights in pastel pink and blue, his ornaments in pastel yellow. And I did some little sparkliness to his beard and such, but I also added a little texture to his outfit. On his pants cuff, handcuffs, and his brim of his hat, I used Amplify. Amplify goes on nice and slick, but once you heat it, it puffs up to add beautiful texture. Amplify comes in a couple colors, but of course I'm using white here. Like I said, our card is a Christmas tree shape, and I've cut it twice out of heavyweight white cardstock. That's 110 pounds, and once out of 65 weight cardstock in this in pastel green for our tree. So for our star and our trunk, I used little scraps that I had in my stash. I used a craft cardstock that I already had stamped silver green on there, and a piece of Rina foiled paper in Starstruck gold for our star. I die cut all the pieces out of the same heavyweight white cardstock, and I colored them with my Copic markers to match our gnome. So pastel pink and blue for our lights, and pastel yellow for our ornaments, except for our star, which we're going to use the Rina foil paper on it. I got the ornament is from a candy set. It's the Sweet Christmas from Yvonne's creation, and from Creative Expressions I got from the Christmas window set. I used the lights. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in our ink for our sentiment, which is going to be VersaMagic in Sea Breeze, which is a nice pastel blue. And our sentiment, I already have it on acrylic block ready to go. I'm going to use art glitter glue to put our card base together, and of course we use Xyron adhesive already for our components. I'm going to go ahead and clear some of this stuff out of the way so we can get started on making our card. Don't want to lose my Nomi, so I'm going to put them up there in the tray. We're going to start with our card base. But before we do, I'm going to let you look at the card one more time before we get started. So we're going to bring in our scoreboard. We're going to take one of the panels, one of the heavyweight white panels, and we're going to score about an inch down from the top of the star, just below it there. That will be to create the hinge for our card. So I'm going to use some art glitter glue here. I'm just going to fold it so you can see where I'm going here, folding it on the score. I'm going to put some art glitter glue all across there, not going past the score line. I'm going to line this up. I can speak. I'm going to line this up so that everything is nice and set. I'm going to put a little clothespin on there to hold it while I clear things away and bring in our layering cardstock. So now I'm going to burnish our score here to make sure it's nice and crisp. And now we can see our card is ready to go, and we can even stand it up. Right, so now here's our layering cardstock, and I'm going to adhere that to our card base, just like you do when you're creating regular cards. I'm going edge to edge on this, but if you would like to leave a nice edge on yours, like a little mat, you can do that. I created this tree using my Brother Scan and Cut. If you have a silhouette or a Cricut, you can do that. Or if you have a large enough die, you can do it, or you can even freehand it and cut it out. I'm going to add a little more adhesive, make sure it's all glued down. And now we are ready to start decorating our tree. So we're going to start with our star. No, actually we're going to start with our trunk of our tree. I'm going to put a little adhesive on the base there because I don't want it to be green. I want it to have that nice textured tree trunk feel. So I'm going to put that little scrap that I have there, and I'm going to press it in place and let it sit for a minute. Now we're going to work on our star, and I'm going to remove it from the Xyron sticker backing here. I'm going to take this little protective layer off. And now our star here it has adhesive on one side only. And I'm going to stick it to the back of the Rina foil paper. Now this isn't laminating foil. This is specialty paper. It's basically a thin paper that's been foiled on both sides with this metallic paper. So it's very nice and shiny. Alright, so I'm going to adhere that to the top of our tree. I'm going to use a little art glitter glue there so that I can get it right where I want it, so I can line it up. Now, however, you can run it right through your Xyron machine again if you prefer. I just prefer to use the art glitter glue to get it lined up nice and straight. Once I have that there, I'm going to cut away our excess of the bottom here of our trunk. Just trimming it away so that we have it nice and even all the way around. Now we're going to go ahead and start decorating our tree. Since I ran all those little string of lights through our Xyron sticker maker, they are stickers, so they're easy to apply to our card base. Now, this is permanent Xyron sticker adhesive, so if I press lightly, I can still adjust it. If I press down firmly, it is stuck on there. If you're using the repositionable, it will always be repositionable for about 5 minutes, and then once it's set, it's set. But permanent goes down pretty, permanently once you press hard down, or firm, I should say. It gives you a little bit of a wiggle room if you just press lightly. And that's what I always do. I press it lightly just so I can make any adjustments until I'm happy with my placement. Right, I'm cutting away any of the extra strings of lights that are hanging off the tree here. And I see right here, I want to adjust that. My lights are a little crooked. Okay, so now that I have my 3 sets of strings of lights on there, I'm going to start putting my ornaments on there. And I still had some of those little dots in the circles. I'm trying to pop them out. I'm going to place 1 in the top, 2 in the center, and 3 in the bottom, creating a nice little triangle, which is nice to the eye here, and it moves you across the entire card. And the right and left bottom ornaments, I'm going to hang off just off the tree here and trim away any of the extra, so it doesn't look so crowded. There we go. And then any of the extra lights and ornaments I may have, I'll just save them for another project. Now I want to place my gnome here towards the bottom by my trunk, but now he's covering up that center ornament, so I just moved it over a bit. I'm placing some foam adhesive on the back of my gnome to place him on our tree. And let me tell you, the struggle is real removing the adhesive backing on foam tape. I don't know, I know a lot of us struggle with it, but oh my gosh, it drives me insane. Okay, so now I have our gnome on our card, and it's time to put it in our sentiment. So again, I'm using VersaMagic and Sea Breeze, and this is a beautiful pastel blue, and it has a nice chalky finish. I'm going to test it really quick on a piece of scrap paper, and now I'm going to go ahead and put it on our card. I'm lining it up with my grid mat so I can try to get it straight, because yes, you know me, if you follow me, you know me and straight. We're like oil and vinegar. Once we get it together, we're good. We make that good dressing. But in the meantime, not so much. No, not so much. So here's our card, and now he's all shimmery, and so is our star, but nothing in between. So I'm going to bring in some Nuvo drops and White Blizzard, and I'm going to put it on each of our little lights and on those little circles of our ornament. He's shimmery because I use a Sakura Jelly Roll pen in sparkle glitter, and put some little streaks in his beard, little dots in the ornaments and in the lights. So he has nice little shimmer to him, and the star automatically has shimmer because of the beautiful foil paper. So I wanted that little shimmer across the whole thing, and most Christmas tree lights shimmer, right? Well, mine do, I don't know. So I wanted to add that, so the Nuvo glitter drops are perfect for this. And I'm not applying a lot, I'm just putting a little bit just a touch, so that it dries quickly and it's not really raised a lot of dimension. There's enough texture going on, so I don't need any more dimension. So let's go over again the products I use. The dies are from Creative Expressions, the little lights. That's the Christmas window set. The Sweet Christmas set, I got the ornament. And of course, the star of the show, the Christmas Nomi stamp set from Kat Scrappiness. Just love it. And thank you, Kat Scrappiness, for sponsoring us. And there's our tree card. You can display it standing up or laying down, wherever you display your cards. Okay, so we have some Nuvo drops that we use. These are some more of the products. We use the Xyron sticker maker, art glitter glue to put everything together. We use the VersaMagic for our sentiment, and some Copics to color everything. So I hope you hop along with everybody, and thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration.